Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another amazing match here at Overwatch Tranquility. We've got an exciting matchup for y'all tonight in the Harmony Division. Third place Jetpack Cats versus fourth place Flashbacks, bringing it this evening in the B side of the Harmony Division. I'm your play-by-play for the evening, Captain Jack, joined by Juke coming in on the color roll. How you doing tonight, Juke?
Doing great. Really excited to see these teams face off against each other again. They have already gone at it in their first match of the preseason with Jetpack Cats coming on top 3-1. It was a fun game to watch, and hoping we'll see more of the same.
That is definitely going to be interesting. Currently, both teams are technically tied 1-1 right now, 1 win and 1 loss in the regular season. With Jetpack Cats' most recent loss to DDoS being incredibly close, a 2-3 match with them and DDoS. So I'm definitely interested to see what they'll be coming in with tonight. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams. For the side of Jetpack Cats, we've got Cinnamon and Durbano coming in on the supports with Anzi as well as a supplemental support. DPS, we have Upsetting and Arculite. And for the tanks, we've got the Michelin Man and Vila. What do we got coming in for the side of Flashbacks there, Juke?
Flashbacks, I believe the starting roster is going to be Val Nelu, Konitz, Wolven, Danae, Skole, and Yang Chen.
All right. Well, it looks like our first map of the evening is going to be Elios, so we're probably going to be looking at a lot of boops if we head to Well. If we head to Ruins, we might see some Widowmaker coming out, as we've seen people practicing with that new change in the hero bans for competitive. Widow's Playground is indeed their playground once again. And if you are excited about watching all the stuff that we've got going on here at Overwatch Tranquility, you've got to hit that heart and punch that bell so that you get notified every time that we're online. You can also hit that subscribe button, $4.99, or a Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime subscription will give you access to some amazing emotes and support this awesome community. So when our teams are ready to go, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Juke, how do you think that Flashbacks have the ability to bring it back based on what we saw in the preseason with their match against Jetpack Cats?
There was definitely a lot of potential for Flashbacks. I think we saw that they really did not have that much, let's say, patience and discipline on the side of Flashbacks. A lot of mistakes coming out from that team. Tonight, I'm really looking for Wolven to hopefully improve off of his last showing. Basically, every fight was either won by Wolven going in or getting a pick or two with some big ultimates. I think he was playing a lot of Reaper. Or it was lost because he would go in and try to do that and die. So he will probably be a deciding factor in the success of Flashbacks today if they are able to find it.
All right. Actually, it looks like I was wrong. Our first map of the evening is going to be Busan for our control map, which I always find exciting just because one of the very rare things that you see, which is on the mecha based, is those movable defenses. Really, if you are not timing out how those defenses continue to come up and down, which you can monitor either by the flashing lights or the sirens that go off every 10 seconds or so, it can literally make or break a push into that objective. So I'm really excited to see how these teams plan to utilize their ability to take over that objective as well as the others here on Busan and see if Flashbacks can indeed make a comeback from their preseason showing against the Jetpack Cats. So it looks like our teams are ready to go, so let's get excited as we head to our first map, Busan!
Yeah, really looking forward to Busan. Want to remind everybody watching, we still have the giveaways going. You should just need to click, I think there's a little button in the bottom of chat. You click that, you click claim giveaway. It'll cost like 1,000 of them Twitch points. Does not cost any bits. To accumulate those, you just kind of need to show up and watch. And you have a chance at some stuff. I believe it's like a chance at a free jersey for one of the teams. Ooh. So go ahead and support us. Keep watching. We are trying to make it to partner. It would really mean a lot if we could get there. Going into this map, it is going to be mecha base with the cool moving platforms, the little sirens going off. Big open map, but not open enough for something like a Pharah. Hit scan can be great on this map to play on either side of the bridge and just kind of frustrate your opponent and make them try to dive at you or play angles. But I think just about anything's viable here, as it looks like both teams will be running the most meta thing, the May McCree on DPS. Oh, it looks like Woven actually going to be playing that Reaper again. We'll see if he is able to redeem himself here.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the most meta thing we're seeing right now is just Diva in every single knowledgeable composition that has come out in Overwatch with that up to the boosters. We do now see both teams moving their way into the objective as we see now Flashbacks dropping down to the objective, looking to see if they can grab control point, getting ready to unlock as Michelin Man Ore getting the double kill onto Surfy and Valnelio. We're already seeing them move their way in. Another pick coming in onto Kanates right there, and it looks like it will end up going to the side of Jetpack Cats as they start their percentage climb.
Yeah, and just kind of a superior position there from the Jetpack Cats, saying, we're up on the bridge, you have to come to us. Did not really like what they did, just kind of dropping onto the point and getting shot repeatedly by Michelin Man, who is on DPS today instead of tank. A big surprise for me.
Ooh, and those Maywalls separating out the team right now as they look to take down Wolven, ends up escaping with the Wraith, upsetting, able to follow up on Kanates, and it looks like they're going to continue to clean. There comes the Shatter coming in from Onzi right there, and that is going to be the end of that push. 35% and climbing for the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, and it looks like they don't really have an answer to what Jetpack Cats are doing here. They're just playing the bridge, saying, we have the high ground. Cue the memes. But yeah, one thing I'm noticing here is, again, superior tank play from Jetpack Cats. That was another story that we saw last time these teams faced off, even though they have a different tank line now. Wall wasted by both teams. That is not available.
All right, but the Coalescence now coming in from Valneo, looking to clean up, ends up getting the triple kill as Wolven follows up on Anzi right there. The Dede does end up grabbing Surfy in the end, but it looks like this will be the redeeming factor for Flashbacks, still fighting to gain control of the point. Vela and Cinnamon will finally fall, and at the 77% mark, we will see control swap over to Flashbacks.
Yeah, and that powerful Moira ultimate, just washing everybody down in that little line. I would have liked to see some movement there to get out of the way, as Vol was able to pick up 3 kills on the Moira. Now control goes to Flashbacks. They get to play defense and say, let's see how you handle it. And they are going to be trying to flank. And a separation.
Maywall's coming up for either side right now, trying to see if they can pick some off. Here comes a Shatter already. Wolfen with the quintuple Death Blossom. Connates able to get that final kill with the Blizzard. Although they invested just about every ultimate they had, they will continue to hold control. But now ultimates are off kilter as Jetpack Cats comes in for another push.
Yeah, definitely heavy investment there from Jetpack Cats. Scully gets separated, but so do some players on Jetpack Cats. Bomb in the back.
Ooh, Diva Bomb still able to get two despite the Rhine Shield coming up. Shatter coming in from Anzi, looking to follow up, ends up taking Surfy out of the fight as well. Control is being battled right now as Michelin Man takes down Skull A. The only one left on the objective right now is Wolven, but we'll get flashbanged out of existence at the 67% mark. We will see things swap back over to the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, and this is basically one-fight territory unless they can make it happen very quickly, which it looks like they are trying to, speeding in quick, heading up to take that bridge control. Oh, and separation that you cut off in the back.
The Maywall ends up separating them out, and with Wolven getting staggered there at the end, they would not be able to get to the fight regardless. 95% in climbing right now for the Jetpack Cats as they're looking to hold control, but we see Danae ends up jumping into the objective. Diva Bomb now going off as the Coalescence goes down from the high ground, gets the double with the Diva Bomb as Wolven following up on Anzi and Cinnamon. It looks like in overtime they will go ahead and regain control of the objective.
Yeah, great job stabilizing there from the flashbacks. They do get separated, but you see they play near the wall, they break the wall, they regroup, and then they push. That's how you do it. One fight territory now for Jetpack Cats on this first round of the first map.
All right, they're moving their way in, looking to see if they can get that pick, but there they go again with Durbano on that speed boost, sending them to the other side. Maywall separates out as Durbano able to follow up onto Wolven. Now the Blizzard coming out from Upsetting, looking to see if they can get some cleanup, and Anzi will end up finding someone with that Fire Strike. Shatter coming out from Skull A, looking to see if they can hold the objective on their own. Gets the quad, but it's not going to be enough as Contes also falls to Vela. Overtime now ticking away as the Diva Bomb goes down, but they still do not have control yet. Surfy making their way back into the objective as Danae now swapping over to the Hammond just to be able to hold on to the objective. Control still in favor right now of the flashbacks as Durbano and Michelin Man ends up getting picks. Vela able to follow up onto Danae. Control now swapping back over to the Jetpack Cats as we see Contes and Skull A coming back in on the Doomfist and the Winston looking to see if they can hold it on. Oh! But the Winston jump is just too high. Gotta avoid that damage somehow, but it does not allow you to hold control. 100 to 99% with first map going to the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, and that definitely could have gone either way. But we do see, again, as we had mentioned, a little bit of impatience from Wolven, teleporting behind the team a little too quick on the Reaper, gets picked off. That's able to flip control over to Jetpack Cats. And then on the retake, again, just a little too quick. I feel like if he's a bit more patient, he'd be able to get a lot more done, but we'll keep an eye on him as it looks like he's going to be swapping over to the Widowmaker. And wow, full dive coming out with the Widow as well. No, they're going to be swapping over to Tracer for the flashback. So definitely different styles here, but it's going to be real hard to dive against that May.
That's going to be the biggest issue that they have as we see Jetpack Cats already moving on to the objective despite the fact they have a 15-second waiting time until it unlocks. We see the dive Ore coming in. Huge anti-nade coming in from Vanelio right now. Ends up getting the double kill right there with the assist from the team. They go ahead and clear out Jetpack Cats. The only one left on the objective is Vela right now, but here comes the DMEC and the reset as we go ahead and see flashbacks take control of the objective.
Yeah, and I feel like Jetpack Cats had to be expecting the, classic meta picks there. They moved on to the point very quickly, which in the meta would be good, but they just exposed themselves to high ground. Volnalo able to get a huge ante that made it difficult to stabilize, and they all get picked off slowly. So now they're going to be moving outside on the coast, 20% here for flashbacks.
All right, they're moving their way into the objective. Jetpack Cats looking to see if they can get that initial pick to get started. Upsetting, looking to see if they can freeze anyone right now. But the Pulse Bomb now coming in from Wolven ends up allowing them to get the double kill with the follow-up on Anzi right there. And it is just a row of dominoes right now for the Jetpack Cats as we see control still holding for the side of flashbacks, 42% and climbing.
Yeah, and I have to think that this more open dive style is what flashbacks might want to stick to. It seems to be opening things up, letting them take more individual fights and just kind of go at it on their own. It's fitting them well as they really don't have anything available. Blade coming in!
Ooh, the Nano Blade coming in right now! Anzi able to shut down Contes, but Scully able to follow up on unsettling in the backline, though. That's going to be a 5-on-5 right now. Make that 4.5-on-5, as we do have the DMAC for Danae right now. The anti-nade is huge, though. Ends up getting all 5 of the teammates that are on the objective as the pulse bomb from Wolven ends up claiming 2 lives. They're going to continue to hold on as we now see the Primal Rage coming out from Skull A, 83% and climbing right now for the side of Flashbacks as they continue to hold the objective.
Yeah, one fight territory now, and not even very long to get there. We see Connie's almost getting picked off. I always get very nervous seeing them try to duel a McCree like that. Looks like Durbano is going to be able to get the touch.
Ooh, but the Diva bombs coming onto the objective. Contes ends up falling, but Danae's bomb just a little too high, ends up doing minimal damage to the objective, upsetting an Anzi able to follow up on Surfy and Scolay as they go ahead and clear the objective of all Flashbacks and will finally take control here on downtown.
Yeah, and we're definitely starting to already see kind of an emergence of styles between the two teams. Jetpack Cats has been very clean, very together. They're doing a great job sort of mitigating ultimates by just avoiding them. But it looks like Flashbacks just kind of want to get in there and brawl. So we'll see how that ends up, as 25% now for Jetpack Cats as they look for off angles from Flashbacks on the sides.
Yep, they're looking to see if they can get that anti-nade in huge once again, moving their way onto the high ground. Contes ends up taking down Upsetting in the backline with the dash as they start moving their way in. The pulse bomb comes in from Wolven, does damage, but does not claim a life, as Scolay able to follow up on Durbano right now. The Primal Rage now coming out from Scolay as Wolven able to follow up on Anzi and clear the objective once again at the 51% mark. They will end up retaking control here. Overtime ticking away. And I think that's gonna... Oh! The Durbano just barely able to touch the objective and keep things going. But honestly, I feel like this is a lost fight. Contes with the blade all the way in their spawn, taking down life after life. 100 to 53% now in favor of the Flashback.
Yeah, and they were able to tie it up, bring it to a round 3 of Busan. And we see kind of the same thing again there. Flashbacks able to take the high ground. Jetpack Cats with a very immobile composition once they give up that high ground. And they just get picked off left and right. They're not able to really respond to anybody up there. Nobody has the vertical mobility to challenge. And Valnalo has had free anti-nades because of these angles pretty much all match. So looks like they will be going back to Rhine Diva, but they're going to be keeping the dive DPS. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a kind of a matchup of the DPS.
Oh, nope, they're going full dive again.
Oh, yep, there goes the full dive. So yeah, we'll see if Upsetting and Michelin Man are kind of able to hold off the dive. It's going to be a lot on them.
Ooh, Durbano able to get that first pick onto Scolay with the following damage from Michelin Man and Upsetting, but it's going back and forth now as Wolven and Vela end up trading lives on the objective. It's a 4v3 fight right now as they continue to hold control. It looks like Jetpack Cats will go ahead and clear things out with Vela claiming Wolven there at the end. Control starting up for the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Vela be a little more active in contesting Valnalo on the Ana. Again, he's just getting kind of these free angles. I want to see an adjustment and see if they're able to get this team as they're spread out. No, but it looks like they're going to be swapping over to the Rhine, so that might not be an issue anymore.
Yeah, they've swapped up everything. Contes and Wolven also coming in on the May and McCree as Scolay able to get that first pick onto Anzi with the wall separating them out. Already a 5v6 fight as the flashbang comes in, not able to claim a life. Unfortunately, Anti-Nade coming in now as Scolay able to clean up Michelin Man right there. And that swinging hammer with the nano, just looking to grab anyone and everyone that hammer can touch. Control still in favor of the Jetpack Cats, though, 46% and climbing as they continue to hold on to control. Vela and Durbano just holding on as much as humanly possible as Anzi rejoins the fight, but ends up getting taken down by Danae. Skole soon to follow, though, by Durbano as they continue to hold on to this control. Michelin Man now rejoining the fight, 65% and climbing right now for the Jetpack Cats. It looks like they have finally cleared the objective, and Jetpack Cats retreating to get a good regroup for their next push.
Yeah, good job by Durbano there. The Lucio up on the drum can be such a nightmare to deal with. Basically gets them an extra 25%. And not only that, it's 25% that your enemy does not get. So it's a huge difference if you're able to stall it out with the Lucio up there. Upsetting, looking for the flank.
Ooh, looking for that high noon, but gonna get dove by Danae, ends up getting demeched and taken out, taking the brunt of all of that for the team. The Blizzard comes out, but a shatter quadruple bomb coming in from Vela, and Control quickly swapping back over to the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, great job from the tank line there, winning it out. Durbano also having to use the beat to save the team from the Blizzard. Big ultimates available for both sides coming up as well. It's just going to be a matter of positioning, which can be very, very difficult on Sanctuary.
All right, the Diva Bomb going into the back line, looking to see if they can get that pick, but Skole with that shatter, trying to clean it up, but was too late for the Diva Bomb to be able to do damage. Onzi ends up charging in, but missing just slightly to get that tackle. Overtime now ticking away as Surfy investing the beat drop right now as they try to regain control. Danae taking down Onzi. Vanilio able to follow up on a couple of their own as they regain control. Flashbacks 35% and climbing.
And yeah, Onzi looking for the revenge charge, maybe a little ill-advised. Once the Reinhardt is in the enemy's back line against a Mei, your team just gets mercilessly frozen. There's not much you can do. Everybody getting slowed down, stunned completely. It's very difficult to contend with it without a shield to hide behind, especially on such an open point. So I'd like to see Onzi be a little more...
Ooh, the Deadeye. Yeah, that Deadeye comes out from upsetting. Michelin Man also the Blossom, but gets nothing. Wolfen returning the Deadeye, able to take down Cinnamon, and that's going to be enough as the Nano gets invested on Skole, cleaning it up with the rest of the team, 73% and climbing.
Yeah, it looks like just about one fight territory as well, with Knights with the Mei Blizzard available. So I feel like Vila just about has to get a eat here if his team wants to stay in it. Otherwise, they're going to have to stay very, very spread with Durbano having a speed available.
All right, it looks like they're moving their way in, looking to go for the flank as a team to see if they can move their way in. Maywall's coming up on either side. Fat shatter! That's a six-man shatter cleanup coming in, and without the team able to touch the objective, Flashbacks will take the first match of the night here on Busan.
Yeah, and some big shatters coming in from Skole. Just barely too late on the first one to not catch the team out with his bomb coming in from his compatriot in Danae. The second one on Sanctuary, finishing it out, and you see another here getting his team a clean wipe. So great job from the tanks, much improved over last time. And this fares well for Flashbacks as they go up 1-0. Next map choice will be to Jetpack Cats.
All right, and we'll be heading to one of three different assault maps. The map pool being chosen tonight is Horizon Lunar Colony, Hanamura, or Volskaya Industries, which I feel are definitely can be some challenging maps, but definitely maps like Hanamura being kind of a fan favorite of many. So it definitely will be interesting to see how they go ahead and grab that. Looking in the chat, it looks like we see some cheers for either side right now. Igeho's coming in with Go Cats, as well as Mr. Consti with some Yay Cats, along with a raccoon face, which I'm not for certain if that's actually in the cat family. But it looks like we have Ignis as well in the chat, giving some love for Wolven, as well as Joe Naven in the chat as well. And Arculite giving some praise to that Reddit Lucio play on the drum. Looking like we got a lot of love in the chat for these teams tonight, and Flashbacks looking to make a comeback tonight.
Yeah, again, they are doing much better. This is also the first we've seen a few of their players. I believe Vol, Nalo, and Surfy are new to the team. Don't quote me on that. And they will be swapping in someone else we did not see last time, Yang Chen, coming in for Danae. Danae, their captain. So it's always interesting to see the captain get swapped out.
Well, I think the good thing about it is when a captain knows that they have people that are better at certain roles or maybe certain maps, to be able to recognize that and be able to swap them in, I think is always an incredible big brain play from captains like that, because we all play Overwatch. Like, we all love to be part of the game, but being able to recognize and being able to say, no, I know that this person is going to be able to do better. The continued swaps that are coming in for flashbacks right now, it looks like we are going to stick with everything for the side of Jetpack Cats, at least by what I can see in the chat. It looks like our next map is going to be Hanamura, which is definitely always an interesting map to see how it's set up for the defense. Very more often than not, we'll either see a dive on the attack, or might be cheeky using that Symmetra teleporter to just go straight into the objective, or try to get to that high ground window and work your way around the outside. So I'm interested to see what flashbacks will be bringing in for their first attack this time around. It looks like Arculite in the chat giving a lot of JPC hype, as well as Ignis saying Skole best Rhine in the Harmony division.
All right, as we head into Hanamura here, so expecting to see Mei be vital. Lots of choke points where she can cut you off. First point, not only the point itself, but that dang giant wooden door at the front with the dragons on it. Getting stuck in there can be a nightmare, as well as lots of places on second point. You can get caught up top. You can get caught sort of on the point, anywhere in that staircase. So yeah, there's a reason Mei is so vital now. The wall totally changes how you have to play, and I expect to see it on both teams. For the offense, I would not be surprised if Woven actually sticks on this Symmetra. I believe we did see a little bit of that last time played each other, but we'll have to see, as well as I mean, it's only been a week with these new hero pools and competitive mode, but sometimes you forget a hero like Baptiste exists, so he can be a great pairing with the Symmetra, as well as Orisa, who also we forgot about for a week. So yeah, it's gonna be I guess nice to see Orisa again, but I'm not totally supporting the horse gulag that so many people are in. We'll see how it goes as flashbacks start their attack.
All right, they're moving their way into the objective. Wolven looking to get that teleporter already set up as the Maywall separating out the team just a little bit, just trying to prevent them from teleporting. Gives their team time to pull back to the objective, so Jetpack Cats are ready and raring to go for when that teleporter comes in, and there it goes, straight onto the high ground. Definitely not expected by the Jetpack Cats, but they're moving and flanking, working to make sure that they are ready and raring to go for when the fight comes in. Time continuing to tick away, though, as now the turrets come up. Maywall separating out the rest of the team from their tank line as we see the tackle come in. Immortality Field now coming up for Vanelio, looking to see if they can hold on. Yang Chen ends up getting slept, but Conte is able to get that first pick onto Anzi, and now it is just a blizzard fest right now. Everyone getting frozen left, right, and center. Michelin Man able to get that pick onto Skole, but it looks like it is going to end up being a lost fight as Woven cleaning up with those turrets and grabbing Objective Alpha. Now 5 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock to grab Objective Bravo.
Yeah, a blazing fast attack there from Flashbacks. Nice patience, just sort of waiting once they knew their shield had broken. I would have liked to see a little more aggression out of the Jetpack Hats. They just kind of waited for it to happen. I think Durbano could have gone up there and looked for some boops to disrupt that play. I mean, it's such a tiny little balcony, but this is very unexpected. They are going underneath, and they have not been seen yet.
I think, but that fire strike is going to give away their position just a little too early. Maywall now coming up for upsetting, looking to separate out the team, but they end up sticking together instead of moving towards the objective. Vanillio able to take down upsetting with that anti-nade as they go ahead and move their way in. There comes the blizzard from Contes, looking to see if they can control the objective. Michelin Man will take down Scalé as Woven takes down Onzi, so both McCrees taking down both Rhines right now as Woven able to get that pick on Michelin Man and start taking control of the objective. Already about 20% controlled as Woven getting pick after pick right now. Conte's joining the fight now, gets a couple icicles into some heads as they get the first tick on the objective, looking to get that second. 4 minutes 30 seconds on the clock as they move their way in, just about 10% remaining to go as they go ahead and continue to get picks as they come out the door. With 4 minutes 22 seconds on the clock, we will see Flashbacks go ahead and grab objective Bravo.
Yeah, and frankly, this is more of the Flashbacks I was expecting the last time they had faced off against Jetpack Cats. They just sort of didn't show up. Yeah, it looks like they totally caught Jetpack Cats off guard there going underneath. They were able to basically get to the point of no return before they were noticed at all. And I really like giving people the benefit of the doubt. But I believe after Michelin Man activated his Deadeye from the low ground, which could have bought a lot of time, I think he just walked backwards off the ledge to the pit, and that cost his team quite a lot of time. The McCree Deadeye, it was once thought of as kind of a throwaway ult, but in this sort of slower meta where you're not, constantly jumping at each other, it can make a huge difference, buying your team time to regroup, sort of position where they want to be, or just breaking a bunch of shields. You actually get a lot of value out of that McCree ultimate now. So we'll see if they are going to be doing anything different. Upsetting, I believe Hanzo is one of his favorite heroes. I would love to see that come out, as well as Vela. I'm just gonna get it wrong all night. I'll say both. that way I'm only half wrong. With the Zarya, I think this is also a hero he favors. So we'll see how these sort of off-meta heroes fare. You do see a lot of Zarya in competitive play, I think, just because people might find Eva a little boring. But yeah, here comes that Russian bear.
Well, I think that actually works out well for them with that Mei, as the Mei already getting that separation with the wall, not able to get a pick, though, as they go ahead and stay in that room. Now working their way into the backline. Conte's looking to see if they can get that pick. Maywall now coming up once again. Vila separated out, ends up getting picked off by Wolven, as Michelin Man falling to Scalé, as well as Onzi and Cinnamon just cleaning up with that big old Rhine hammer. 3 minutes 15 seconds on the clock as Jetpack Cats prepare for another push.
Yeah, and they looked a little indecisive there. I'm not sure exactly what the plan was from Jetpack Cats. They went somewhere that Upsetting couldn't really help them because he was getting pressured by Yang Chen. I also have to mention Yang Chen, somebody else playing an off role. Normally we see him on support, but will be on the Diva tonight and doing a good job so far.
All right, well, the big charge coming in as the Maywall separates to help Scalé. Anti-nade coming in, though, grabbing a couple, but not being able to get that follow-up damage. Fat Shatter, though, coming in from Scalé, ends up getting the triple kill. Wolfen following up onto the fourth, and now there are only 2v6 on the objective. Debrano and Onzi soon to follow. With 2 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock, Jetpack Cats need to regroup and think fast.
Yeah, and a great job from Scalé. He sees Onzi, sort of going for an aggressive charge, says, sure, go ahead, you have the point, shatters the rest of his team, cleans up with that big hammer, and we've been seeing great tank play out of him tonight. Good job by Scalé.
All right, we're seeing some ultimates coming online now. The Maywall separating things out, but Anzi able to get back to the safety of the team. Michelin Man falling incredibly low as we now see Upsetting moving on to the high ground. The Blizzard comes out. Wolven with the triple Deadeye, able to clean up that Blizzard. The Nano also invested, but Skullet not being able to get any love on that, getting stolen from Woven. They will continue to hold the objective with not a tick to be had. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and you have to be thinking Jetpack Cats looking for the Grab Dragon here. They have it ready. Even a beat really doesn't provide you enough protection if there's any other damage coming in. So that could be the death of him here. We need to see an eat from Yang Chen on this off roll. D.Va.
Definitely preparing for it, but not able to get it. There comes the Grab Dragon in, looking to do some damage. Gets almost ends up getting Surfy there at the end as the D.Va Bomb now coming down, not able to get anyone due to that big old bell in the middle. Wolven and Conte's cleaning up the objective right now as Upsetting able to get that pick onto Surfy, but I do not think it's going to be enough. Durbano investing the beat drop just to see if they can hold on. Also the shatter, not a shatter, but a sleep dart coming in from Valnilio, able to follow up on Upsetting. They will continue to hold control with only 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and Yangchen not able to get the eat, but while a sound barrier from Lucio is not enough to save you from Grab Dragon, a sound barrier plus a May Wall usually gonna do it. So good job there from Konitz to save his team, separating the damage in a big shatter.
Oh, a fat shatter comes in, but the sleep dart preventing anything else from coming through. But it looks like we will. Oh, Vila almost able to touch the objective, gets taken out with the Deadeye with only 2 seconds remaining. It looks like we will. Oh no! We will see Cinnamon just barely able to touch the objective, allowing overtime to tick away. Somebody has got to touch that objective, and it will be Durbano looking to use those Reddit Lucio skills to see if they can hold the objective for their team, zooming in and out of the objective. Now we see Vila coming in on that ball, looking to see if they can do some damage, get those boops, but not going to end up being successful in getting those boops in there. Scully following up with the hammer onto Durbano as Yang Chen able to get Vila, and that is going to be a complete capture, or a complete hold rather, for the side of Flashbacks, bringing us to the half, 2-0 against the Jetpack Cats.
Yeah, and that's got to feel great for Flashbacks. Really a different team than we saw last time. First time that these teams matched up, Flashbacks really looked disorganized. Wasn't quite sure what their strategy was, if there was one at all. But now we're seeing great plays from just about everybody. I am not calling Wolven's name, and I mean that in a nice way, because last time there was maybe a little bit of feeding going on for Mr. Quick Play. So yeah, definitely much improved. And a real shellacking here. I don't think they lost a single fight. They captured just about as fast as possible, and they full held. So it's going to be difficult for Jetpack Cats to come back here after the half.
All right. Well, they do have 5 or 10 minutes to regroup and kind of decide what they're going to do moving into our assault map after the half. Don't you worry. We will be back with more incredible Overwatch action in the Harmony division in about 10 minutes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Overwatch Tranquility, where we've got an amazing matchup going off tonight. Jetpack Cats versus Flashbacks, back again in the Harmony division, now in the regular season, week 3, looking to see if they can make that comeback. Currently, Flashbacks is up 2-0 before the half against Jetpack Cats. I am your play-by-play Captain Jack, joined once again by Juke on the color roll. Juke, do you want to give us like a quick synopsis of what we saw in the first half?
So Control, I always say that can just kind of go any particular way. It never means too much. You don't really read too much into it, other than maybe some individual play. But yeah, it's very hectic. It went 1-2 to Flashbacks. But Hanamura was an absolute smackdown from Flashbacks. I don't believe they lost a single fight. They ran Symmetra to get the first point very quickly, just kind of rolled through with ultimates, with a kind of sneaky play going underneath to capture second quickly. And then, just clean defensive play to hold Jetpack Cats at first on Hanamura for a full hold, and really looking very strong. Much better than we saw first time these teams matched up. I'm not sure if Jetpack Cats kind of isn't all there. They definitely look strong the last time they were matched up, but I think Flashbacks has just improved dramatically.
No, I definitely agree with you there, and we do have some swaps coming in for this match for our hybrid map of the evening. We're going to be headed to a good old tried and true King's Row, and we have Nova coming in for Wolven and Danae coming in for Scalé. Now, Danae and Yang Chen have both played off tank tonight, so without really knowing who's going to take the main for that, as well as Nova now taking Wolven's place, do you feel that Flashbacks might be losing a little bit of their fire and flair going into the second half?
I mean, it's like night and day as far as Wolven's performance from last match to this one, but he definitely still showed, signs of old Mr. Quick Play. There were some times I would say he would have done much better to just sort of wait up for his team. Got picked off. So yeah, I mean, there's a trade-off. He definitely has good individual skill, but I don't think they're losing anything. They're getting their captain back in Danae, which is always a nice thing to have. And I think that they will be just fine. Nova is also, I believe he was recruited this week, so we haven't seen too much of him. Not sure if he's played any previous seasons or anything like that. But yeah, as we head into King's Row, this is another place where Mei is going to be absolutely critical. I believe last time these teams faced off, there was also a lot of big plays coming in from upsetting on Widow, but he will be playing the Mei today. So a bit of a difference here. Nova probably just scouting on the Widow from the offense of Flashback. But yeah, it looks like a pretty standard setup for the defense, and I'm not anticipating much unusual coming in, but potentially Surfy on this Brigitte. Yeah, it looks like he will be sticking on it, so that's going to give them a much better brawl up front, but they kind of need to get picks once the stuns come in. Otherwise, I feel like you're just not getting enough out of that Brigitte, so we'll keep an eye on that here.
All right, let's see if they can make it happen. The Maywall Ori coming up there for upsetting, but does not end up grabbing Danae there in the end. It looks like we will have Yang Chen taking that main tank role, moving their way in as the Maywall again for upsetting, coming back in, but that anti-nade gonna hold them off. Now Maywall for Contes, looking to see if they can follow up on Anzi, will end up being successful as they go ahead and move their way into the objective. It looks like the only one left right now is upsetting, looking to see if they can hold on and stay close, but Surfy will end up grabbing upsetting's life there in the end. First tick, second tick soon to follow, and it looks like they're going for that slow capture right there as they go ahead and push them back. We do see Vela able to jump in onto the objective, contesting now as Michelin Man, able to follow up on Contes, but Surfy taking Anzi once again there at the end. We will see control captured by the side of Flashbacks as they start the payload push through the streets.
Yeah, and I think that was an ill-advised retake attempt there from Jetpack Cats. Because of that, they're going to lose a lot of territory here, basically going to get held all the way at the end of Streets phase. They're giving up territory that it would be very hard to come by instead. I also want to mention Surfy there. That's how you want to utilize the Brigitte. You stay in the front line with your team, you get one stun, your team follows up, you get a lot of damage done in that time where somebody's helpless, and yeah, you have those Inspire stacks going to keep it
That's true. The rally Ore coming in, but the anti-nade soon to follow. But as we remember, we do have that damage coming in. Danae with the triple kill. Michelin Man following up with a Deadeye. Ends up taking down Nova, but will be unsuccessful grabbing anyone else. They're going to continue pushing that cart into objective number 2 with 4 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. I do also want to know that Arculite in the chat, who is typically one of their DPS players, saying that Jetpack Cats playing all off roles this evening, so they're proud no matter what happens tonight. So that might be a big thing we're seeing. But a Shatter and Blizzard looking to counter one another. It looks like, though, Jetpack Cats still going to get cleaned up just a little bit. The beat drop invested by Durbano, looking to see if they can continue to hold only 1 meter left on the objective and continuing to push them back. Maywall separating out both Contes and Yang Chen. Michelin Man able to take them down, but Nova following up on a double of their own. We see Upsetting trying to hold on to the objective for as long as possible, trading out with Cinnamon, but Danae is num, eat them up, every single one on the objective. The only one left is Anzi, as they are able to take that time bank down just a little bit, but now they have 4 minutes, 45 seconds to push into objective number 3.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Flashbacks, I did double check on that. Looks like that's correct. So normally Anzi is going to be on support, and Michelin Man, who is vital in their last win against Flashbacks, is playing off-roll for that DPS. Normally he is on main tank. So yeah, those are two pieces that, especially main tank, you don't really want to have swapping out. Oh, big Shatter comes in.
That's a bad Shatter coming in from Yang Chen. Ends up getting 4, but only able to grab Cinnamon there. 4 minutes remaining on the clock as they're getting into that final fight territory near the end of objective number 3. The regroup coming in quick as the Diva Bomb goes into the backline, looking to see if they can grab it. Not able to be successful. Deadeye coming in from Michelin Man, ends up getting the double as Anzi follows up onto Yang Chen today, able to grab at least Durbano as Michelin Man soon falling to Nova there in the end, but the rest of that is just going to end up pushing them off. The nano there at the end, maybe a little overkill. They are able to re-grab the objective. 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to want that one back. That was the last ultimate they had available. Not sure Sights is going to do much to slow them down. They do have a lot of ultimates coming up for Flashbacks. They don't have that critical Blizzard, but a lot of space can be bought with Nova on this Deadeye. And Michelin Man, is that the second time he's just kind of stepped off a platform?
You gotta watch that back step. The fall is a doozy. And with the push coming in, Diva Bomb going into the back line, looking to see if it can grab anything. Gets nothing but shield. Fat Shatter coming in to cancel out the nano, as well as that anti-nade as the counter tackle coming in from Yang Chen. Nova gets the triple kill with the Deadeye, cleaning up the objective of all except for Vila, now getting demeched and slapped down by Yang Chen's hammer. Team kill rings loud and proud as they get into objective number 3 with 2 minutes, 37 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, valiant effort there by Anzi. A great Shatter catching the team under the payload. Always a frustrating way to get stunned. But yeah, just not enough. A lot of ultimates were available from Flashbacks. The Deadeye wasn't really... there was nothing left in the tank from Jetpack Cats at that time. So great push there from Flashbacks to take it to 30 left on the clock. It's just about as fast as you can get. Again, I think this is another one where maybe they lost one fight, but other than that, it's been all push all the time from Flashbacks.
That is absolutely true, but I think as you see in the chat, Arculite noting that Jetpack Cats are kings of stall, they ended up shaving off a lot of time that otherwise they may have ended up losing. They were hitting about that 4-minute mark when it was pushing into objective 3 the first time around. So being able to at least win that one fight puts them more into like an average capture range. And now we're going to see Jetpack Cats work their way in to the objective here in a couple of seconds, looking to use a double sniper composition possibly.
I'm not sure they're going to be sticking on this, probably just for scouting. Would be interesting. Definitely like to see it. but I anticipate some changes here. The main thing I'm interested right now. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a May. I was going to say no May on the defense. What's wrong with me? Absolutely a May. Always a May. There's
Gotta have it.
Khanate ready for the wall.
All right, as we see them moving into the objective, it looks like they are going to stick onto this double sniper meta as we see the wall already separating out Anzi. The Storm Arrow from Michelin Man grabs Contes, but not soon enough to save Anzi. Nova also falling to upsetting, so with both DPS out, it is a 5v4 fight as they try to fight their way in, but that big old shield from Yang Chen gonna keep them up right now, and Nova quickly swapping over to the Widowmaker, looking to see if they can fend off this double sniper composition. Danae automatically getting demacked right there as we see Michelin Man with those high-level picks. Nova now back in the fight, looking to see if they can get that cleanup as Surfy able to take down Anzi with that May wall intact. Michelin Man already with the Dragon Strike coming in, ends up taking down Danae, but that is not going to be enough as Yang Chen and Contes go ahead and clean up the Jetpack Cats. Only one tick, actually, yeah, they grabbed that one tick just barely. 2 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and first of all, that is why May is Bay, the big opening pick from Konitz after the wall. And one of the things you can see here, Upsetting able to buy his team so much space just with the threat of that Widow. You see the supports are having to play way back, be more defensive, and just kind of give up a lot of space. So here is that swing from Durbano speeding in his team.
The big old blizzard coming out right there from Contes just ends up allowing them to clean up the Jetpack Cats. The only ones that might be able to get away there, only one will be Durbano using that wall ride to get back to safety. 2 minutes now remaining on the clock as Jetpack Cats prepare for another push.
Yeah, and that is the power of the blizzard. But it looks like Nova now really challenging on that Widow with the grapple shot. Oh, able to get him in spawn.
That oof battle is going to start off as Nova getting that initial pick onto Upsetting is going to be incredibly upsetting for push, putting them already at a 5v6 disadvantage with 20 seconds off the clock. The Maywall looking to separate, but not able to fend off enough space for them to move in. Fat Shatter coming in from Anzi, able to get the quad, but the Dragon Strike comes a little too late to try to clean it up. Surfy with the beat drop, solidifying them holding the objective. The tackle now coming in from Anzi takes Vanilio out of the fight as Durbano takes down Yang Chen. Danae able to follow up on Durbano as we see now. Contes holding on just barely with such little health in the pocket, will end up getting taken down by Anzi and that big old hammer. It looks like control will end up going to the side of the Jetpack Cats with only 45 seconds remaining on the clock as they prepare for the Streets phase.
Yeah, and a lot of credit has to go out to Anzi. Again, playing an off-roll on this tank. There are some minor things that you're seeing that could be better, but a Fat Shatter able to really carry his team into the victory. The wall miss. Oh, how did Villa not get that E?
Not able to get that E. Villa ends up getting taken out right there. The Shatter coming in. Another fat one. Now from Yang Chen. Team kill. Late rings loud and proud. 2 minutes, 45 seconds remaining on the clock.
All right, and no Grav Dragon threat this time from Jetpack Cats. We'll see what they're able to do here. No ultimates coming in. Michelin Man, just get that dragon. It can buy a lot of space. It might not get a massive kill. Oh, contesting, upsetting there on the Widow. That's good job there from Danae.
Danae moving to that high ground, countering out, upsetting as much as possible. But Durbano and Michelin Man cleaning up right now on the objective as they get a couple of picks, upsetting, able to tie up that oof battle with Nova, taking them out of the fight as well. That's going to give them a lot of breathing room as they move into objective 2. But, ooh, that time off the payload is going to cost them.
Yeah, and maybe getting a little bit ahead of themselves here are the flashbacks. Nova really showing no respect here to upsetting with these flank Widow plays in excess of these grapple shots as the dragon comes in and cleans up from Michelin Man. That should be the end of Streets phases. Vila looks to clean up the sniper.
That is it right there. 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock as Jetpack Cat's able to go ahead and grab objective number 2. That'll bring them up to 3 minutes to grab objective number 3. If this goes off with one successful push and with those ultimates in their pocket, ultimates in the other side's pocket, might not be likely. The Blizzard now coming in, looking to do some damage along with that nano and bomb. Ends up clearing the objective just innately as they go ahead and run their way off, only grabbing a couple of lives right there. 2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining as they continue to now battle them in the spawn. The fight continuing on as Vila and Danae off on the side, looking to see if they can get a pick on one another. The sights now coming in as they prepare for another push.
Yeah, they really have to respect these sites here with double sniper coming in for Jetpack Cats. Just about anybody could get picked off instantly as they are hammering in the damage.
Ooh, that's another fat shatter coming in once again from Yang Chen. That anti-nade trying to do some cleanup, but with everyone lying down on the job, it's just not going to be successful. Danae taking down Vila and upsetting there at the end, shaving off another 30 seconds. 1 minute, 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and this is one, maybe two pushes and a long way to go. It is at the beginning of Phase C here. A lot of room left on the defense for Flashback.
All right, they're moving their way in, getting aggressive as Onzi and Vila as the sights now coming out from Nova. Dragon Strike looking to see if they can get a pick or at least separate out the team just a little bit as Vila able to take down Nova on the high ground. Maywell separating out, but not able to grab that. Blizzard is going to be Vila right there, getting frozen up with the rest of the team. Vanillio and Yang Chen able to get a couple of picks is upsetting, trying to trade it out with Surfy. 60 seconds remaining on the clock as we see once again Jetpack Cats get pushed back to spawn for another regroup.
Yeah, one fight and a fight they have to win. Jetpack Cats need this to stay alive in the series. If they drop this, they are down 1 and 2 in the state.
All right, moving in with 35 seconds on the clock. Anzi separated out, gets the shatter, but not the follow-up as the Diva Bomb goes sky high. Danae able to get the double on the heels right there as Nova picks off the Michelin Man. Yang Chen able to follow up onto Anzi with only 20 seconds remaining on the clock. This is final fight territory.
Yeah, and they are in panic mode. They have to get Moira on there. Durbano probably going to have to be the hero to die on the point. Vila throwing the bomb over the top.
The bomb going into the back line. Not able to get the pick, but Anzi does get the tackle onto Vanillo. On the objective, overtime ticking away right now as Yang Chen tackling out. Cinnamon upsetting, now getting the double picks right there as Anzi follows up onto Yang Chen with everyone paying attention to the objective. Nobody is able to take care of upsetting during that fight, getting a lot of damage in as they continue to push into objective 3.
Yeah, and with so many shatters exchanged, this is way more than you see in a normal match. The Reinhardt's just looking for the play of the game material, I think. As the Blizzard comes out and...
it's a big eat! Vila able to take down Conte's the shatter, trying to follow up with Yang Chen, but gets blocked by the shield as well. Now Onzi trading into the shield as the Coalescence now coming out from Cinnamon, looking to see if they can get some value with the damage, able to take down Yang Chen, but Danae shoving Cinnamon right over the side, not being able to race out of the line of fire, but it looks like they will clean it up. Overtime ticking away, and the fight is not done yet. We're going back to round 3 with 2 minutes, 37 seconds for another fight from the Flashbacks.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that is going to do it for Jetpack Cats in this match. They needed the win to stay in it. A draw is not good enough for them. Still playing for points here. It does matter. You are trying to get the highest seed possible because you want to get in a higher group that is going to guarantee you, higher chances to get into the playoffs, as well as easier matches, possibly some buys. So still a lot on the line. Jetpack Cats looking to defend, but it's 2:37. It is past that critical 2-minute mark where you can build just about any ultimate. I am expecting Jetpack Cats here to just look to build and try and unleash those all at once, see what happens.
And looking right now for what tentatively might be coming in from the side of Flashbacks, they're looking to do a very destructive dive meta with Danae and Yang Chen coming in on that Winston and Ball, but Nova also taking up the role of the Pharah in the sky with Surfy coming on as the Mercy. Upsetting is going to have their finger on the trigger all the time to be able to pick those birds out of the sky as quick as possible.
Oh, and a quick shot by Upsetting. Woo! Really laying it down on Khanades.
That is a huge pick already, making it 5v6, but they do have the time to go ahead and just lay low, relax on the other side of that wall, waiting to get that dive in. It looks like Danae has opted for the Diva instead of the Ball as the Pharah Mercy takes to the sky. Upsetting, getting Contes again as they come right out of spawn. This 5v6 is going to continue as we see now the rest of Flashbacks moving their way around the objective, and it looks like Jetpack Cats are trying to be as alert as possible. With 1 minute and 50 seconds on the clock, they've got some time to breathe.
Yeah, Upsetting really laying down the law here on this Widowmaker. This is what we saw last time the teams matched up. You feel like maybe Nova was the stronger Widow. Khanades not putting up much of a fight. Swap off and gets picked again.
Nova ends up falling to Upsetting, but the res will come in. Gets interrupted, though. Surfy almost falling during that fight. It's 5v6 as Anze takes down Vanillio as well, looking to see if they can end up getting that additional pick in their backline. Conte's now swapping over to the Genji. Ends up getting taken down by Vila. Control will remain for the side of Jetpack Cats with 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock.
And it looked like Flashbacks done playing around here. They swapped to the Metacom.
But hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But they did lose a lot of ultimates right there. Danae, the only one close to getting one with 30% remaining for that Diva Bomb. Huge anti comes in as well as that flashbang, but not able to get the cleanup as now we see Cinnamon being the Winamon with that Coalescence cleaning up Yang Chen and Canantes right there, able to clear the objective again. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, but the healers still near the objective, still getting timed out from the rest of the team. That stagger is huge. Vanillio gets picked off by Durbano. The only one able to escape will be Surfy with 15 seconds on the clock. It is literally anyone's match.
Yeah, and I mentioned the ultimates, you know, you can always build them up in 2 minutes, but that's if you stay on the heroes. These swaps costing them big time. They don't have anything ready.
All right, Diva Bomb coming in right now as the Nano ends up getting invested. Vila able to pick off Nova and get the Demek on Danae as Michelin taking down Yang Chen despite the Nano right there. It is going to be a huge cleanup from the Jetpack Cats as Team Kill rings loud and proud. We are at a draw for this match on Kings Row, and I don't know what the rules are, so what are we seeing here?
We are going to a map 4, but again, the series is essentially over. That will go to Flashbacks as Jetpack Cats, regardless of the results of the next map. They cannot bring it back because of the draw. But yeah, again, it is very important to play for that map differential. It means a lot going into your seeding for stage 2. It's sort of determines what pools you will be put into, what teams you will be playing against, and it has to feel good for Jetpack Cats. Again, it is a meaningful win to bring that one back. I think Flashbacks might have been playing with their food a little bit. Not convinced they picked the most effective strategy. Something can be said for, you know, just going out there and having some fun, but you know, if it always comes down to, some point later in the season, if we had just won that one map where we weren't giving it our all, it might have made a difference.
Nope, I totally understand what you're saying there. Flashbacks did have an interesting strategy, but I think it just came down to what people are cheering about in the chat, and that's upsetting in that final 2.5 minutes right there, just getting pick after pick before fights were even started that continued to put Flashbacks on that back foot continually during that final round on King's Row. A dive composition like that is really good on first objective King's Row because you're able to, especially with Jetpack Hats working with a kind of collective mentality with that Ryan Diva composition, being able to kind of surround them, circle the wagons, if you will, on that high ground and just kind of go back and forth doing damage from all directions would have been incredibly effective. But again, literally upsetting the entire direction that Flashbacks possibly were planning to go during that map does result into that draw. So I'm definitely interested to see what our final map is going to be of the evening for our escort map. It definitely will be an interesting choice to see. I think it goes back to Jetpack Cats, right?
Yeah, and we need to double check on that. I'm glad we have Cav in here with us because I'm not 100% on this. I think it goes to Jetpack Cats since Flashbacks were still the last team to win a map. Okay. And yeah, so we got confirmation here in Jetpack Cats want to bring it over to the sunny Havana.
Ooh, na. Gotta love it. And Havana is such an interesting map to pick, especially the way we just saw upsetting playing on King's Row right before. I have heard it mentioned that this first long pathway for the Havana payload to push through is called Widow's Bowling Alley, and very effectively mentioned if you have a powerful Widow on your team. So I feel like Jetpack Cats may be looking to try to bring the fire this time around, utilizing upsetting to all of their possible abilities to be able to get pick after pick and keep that payload just shy of that first corner. Let's see if they can make it happen.
Yeah, and this is a stage where although there's a little bit of variety because of the brewery, I guess you would call it, the room with the bridge that kind of goes over the top, all the big, I don't know, vats, I guess they are. Vats makes it sound like there's something bad in there. There's never anything good in a vat. Moving on to the map. Yeah, points 1 and 3, both excellent for Widows, so I feel like this is a good choice for the Jetpack Cats, giving upsetting some room to play. He looked fantastic on that defense there on the Widow, really outclassing, I believe it was, I forgot who he fought up against on the other side. It was not Nova. Nova played Widow for the attack only.
It definitely will be interesting to see because they have swapped Scully and Wolven back into the fight for this match on Havana. So seeing that change on King's Row, although still continually aggressive, still incredibly well coordinated for the side of Flashbacks. Scully in those first 2 maps, just huge shatters, and Wolven cleaning up over and over again. Let's see if this Widow battle will end up being a little bit different.
Yeah, and going for kind of a compromise on the defense here.
Already upsetting the lineup right there, getting that initial pick, but Wolven paying it right back tenfold, straight back into upsetting's face. So it is a 5v5 fight on the objective as they try to hold as close as possible. Onzi will get taken down by Nova on that Hanzo as they now opt in to the double sniper composition. Wolven and Nova picking one after another, falling like a set of dominoes as Danae cleaning up Vila there at the end. 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock as they fervently push through the street.
Yeah, not my favorite spot to start the defense. I like holding up very close, so that way when you die, you're going to come back in good position. Or I like holding the sort of far corner. But that compromise spot, like, they have enough room to sort of maneuver around you. It gets a little awkward. Upsetting with a big pick.
Upsetting getting Nova, but Wolven trades for Upsetting's life as well. The Hanzos and Widows just going back and forth with one another, but that huge anti-nade coming in from Cinnamon is going to allow the Jetpack Cats to reclaim the payload at the 57-meter mark. 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and we're definitely seeing a different game here. Both teams relying on this double sniper. This is a section of the map where there's a lot of places to hide, a lot of high ground where nobody can really bother you. And it's just going to be a matter of who wins these duels, really.
That's true. The Shatter coming in for either gets nothing but shield, as now we see the Nano coming in probably for Onzi, but ends up getting absorbed by Michelin Man. They're going to go ahead and take that regardless, cleaning up the payload once again of all Flashback members, except for a little mini diva, Danae, running back to spawn. 1 minute, 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and the snipers of Jetpack Cats doing just slightly better, and that's really all it takes. If you get that first pick, it means so much. So doing slightly better in the sniper battle means a lot. Oh, the dragon coming in.
Double dragons, double sights, grabbing lives and taking them as the Nano going in onto Slay, looking to clean up the objective. Wolven and upsetting Pain, paying their respective Hanzos out of the fight, is going to push them back to back around the corner at very least once again, but the fight has re-ensued once they realize who has actually been lost. They're moving their way in. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Wolven takes upsetting off of the high ground as we see Durbano moving their way in as Vila cleaning up Wolven right there. Now the Nano coming in, looking to see if they can secure Skolay after that Shatter gets nothing but shield. Diva Bomb gets trapped on the high ground, but still ends up grabbing Nova as Anzi tackling out Skolay. They will continue to hold this objective at the 71-meter mark. 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, one fight territory coming in, and I want to commend Vila there, doing a great job, not only supporting his snipers, but taking out the opposing ones. Wolven swaps over to the McCree here, trying to get a little more front line, maybe a shield break. Oh, upsetting gets him the moment that shield drop.
Just again knowing exactly when to pull that trigger. The main tank out of the fight with only 10 seconds remaining on the clock. This is final fight territory, folks, as Danae ready to throw that Diva Bomb in and try to hold control. Diva Bomb goes high, looking to get that pick, will take down upsetting. It's a 5v6 fight on the objective, but Anze ends up tackling out Vanilla. Cinnamon able to get taken down by Skolay as well. So with main heals out of the fight, it comes down to who is able to take lives faster. Skolay bringing in that big old gold hammer will clear the objective with the help of the team, and in overtime grab objective number 1 and move their way into the brewery.
And yeah, I know every Reinhardt is told to just unbind that shift key. We see on Anzi, I don't know if he was going for a pin on Scully, the opposing Rein. He does get a satisfying squish onto Valnalo, the Ana of the opposing team, but way out of position, and then the rest of his team gets picked off with no shield available. Always hurts to see it as they move into the Vats phase, I guess we're gonna call it now. Let's just stick with it. It's Scully getting 2 picks.
Scully just cleaning up on that high ground as Surfy able to follow up on Anzi there in the end. They are just getting pick after pick right now as they push their way through the Vats. Vila able to follow up on Wolven there at the end, but I do not think it's going to be enough as we see Cinnamon get eaten up by Danae right there with 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. We now see Nova coming back in as that May, just freezing anything that moves.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what they're doing with the Genji here. This is not a great point for him, especially not against May. It's just shut down so easily. We need to see Upsetting back on an impact hero where he can have some more determination of what happens in the fight. They get walled off. It's going to be hard to get in at all.
Oh, the Dragon Strike goes straight onto the objective, but Prepared is Scole under the doorway with that shatter. B-drop coming in as well as the Diva Bomb to trade. Grabs nothing but Scole's shield. Michelin Man able to take down Nova, though, as the Diva Bomb gets popped by Danae. Not able to claim a life, but Scole bringing it in with that nanoed hammer. Swinging left, right, and center. Grabbing lives as much as they can. Anzi getting their way back into the fight. Ends up getting taken out by Danae as Valnilio claims Vila with the anti-nade. Objective 2 is captured, adding 2 minutes onto their time bank.
Yeah, now the good news is for Jetpack Cats, they're moving into a more open point. I anticipate they will go back to the double sniper, but we should see an upsetting blade. Hopefully for Jetpack Cats, it is not an upsetting blade as they come out of the middle phase here. Just hiding near, waiting to strike.
All right, heading into the castle, making their way around the corner. Here comes the Nano Blade, but ends up coming in the shatter to counteract what they took out. 3 ultimates invested, and we will see the stall right here as they grab the objective with 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining on the clock.
And yeah, that's why the main tank does not handle the problems that are going on behind you. The moment that Scole turns around, big shatter coming in from Anzi, able to clean up the fight, upsetting over to the Widow again.
All right, looking to use that high ground advantage and get those picks. We see upsetting already taking down Surfy. Another fat shatter from Scole, bringing it back, but is low on health due to the anti-nade from Cinnamon. Once again, is pick for pick, back and forth between Wolfen and upsetting on the objective. Danae working their way up onto the high ground as upsetting, getting, an odd hook position, ends up finding themselves off the side of the map. 25 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, getting a little bit of that Michelin Man dive virus going on. Upsetting, goes for the hook shot, falls off the map, and that it actually does mean a lot. They're able to get a big push. The critical part here is, can they get through the gatehouse?
Beat drops working in for both sides right now as the Nano now comes in looking to counteract as the Blizzard Fat Shatter coming in as the Diva Bomb is not able to get past the payload to do damage on that shatter. Diva Bomb way too high. Vila reaching for the stars right there as the Blossom coming out now, looking to see if they can clean it up. Will be successful, and at the 82-meter mark, we will see round 1 complete.
Yeah, and a great recovery there from Flashbacks. It was looking terrible on the first point. Able to recover. They handled some of the ultimates coming in from Jetpack Cats very well. But yeah, if you're Jetpack Cats there, you just have to be thinking what happened in that middle phase, really offering no defense at all. It was only 1 and 3 when upsetting was able to pop off on the Widow. And the question is, what is Flashbacks going to do to respond? I did really like their dive that we were seeing on Busan. It looked very organized. They had good plans, taking the high ground before they really went in and committed. I would like to see more of that. And probably less of what we saw on the extra innings of Kings Row, where they just kind of screwed around and didn't really look to have a real objective than have a good time, which is nice, I guess, but from a strategic perspective, not going to get you too much.
Well, I feel like that's the thing that they might be worried about, though. In running that dive, you do leave your healers and DPS a little less than defended, and with upsetting just absolutely going Goku Super Saiyan mode on that Widow lately, probably best to stick to the old tried and true as we see them coming in on with Nova and Wolven on that May and McCree. Let's go ahead and then see if they can clean it up. Michelin Man choosing for the Reaper this time around.
Yeah, interesting. And as you said, no dive here, so it's going to be on Danae to get active, make sure he is cutting off upsetting whenever there's an opportunity, but upsetting playing very safe behind his entire team with Ana right next to him, so he should be able to get at least a few shots. It just matters if he connects.
That's true, and we see Hammers trading back and forth, looking to get those picks. That anti-nade comes up huge, gets the 3 as the sleep dart going in on Danae, but immediately gets woken back up once again. The fight continuing on despite the picks coming in from Flashbacks. Now they will go ahead and push Jetpack Cats back to spawn. 3 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and big pick from Upsetting, just a matter of time. As I said, he's gonna get some shots, it just matters if he connects, and there he does.
Yeah, I think they were waiting to see if their full regroup was coming in, but you cannot be that defenseless, and now we're seeing the Nano coming in for Michelin Man, looking to clean it up. Will send Scully right back to the rubber yard right there. As we see now the High Noon coming out from Wolven gets taken down by Upsetting as the eats come in from Vila. That payload moving. Oh no, not moving. I digress right there. Hopefully they will be able to get it in time. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and Flashbacks really need to calm things down here. They're coming back apart at the seams a little bit. I'm seeing people out of position, just staggering. We see some ultimates being used when they should not. They'll look to stabilize, but Upsetting really putting the hammer down, taking down at the beginning of this phase.
I swear, Upsetting is literally right now, just getting pick after pick before the fight even starts. You think you're safe, but no. Upsetting sitting in that corner, and they're moving their way in all the way to objective number 2 as we go ahead and see the payload getting pushed by Cinnamon right there. Michelin Man and Onzi will end up getting picks on the healers as they go ahead and wait for their healers to get back in the fight. A Shatter comes in, gets nothing but shield. Nova gets anti-nated, but the Blizzard looking to see if they can solidify. Now we're seeing Red coming up in the kill feed right now with that Nano on Scully and that Shatter. They will go ahead and push them outside of the VAT doors. 3 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, just when things were looking very questionable for Flashbacks there, the Blizzard, the answer to all problems, doesn't get eaten by so much space. Upsetting with another huge pick to start off the fight. And they're following up Michelin Man.
Ooh, the Blossom gets slapped out right there, but B-Drop looking to see if it can hold everything together. Danae getting Michelin Man with that bomb, but not before they're able to take Scully out of the fight. The Widow battle has ensued as Upsetting takes down Wolven once again, looking now to get that pick on to Nova, but will be unsuccessful. Vila able to get that eat instead as Surfy able to follow up on Durbano on the side. We now see them working their way in. Vila taking a little nap there as Cinnamon takes down Vanilio, looking to feed into the point continuously. 2 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock as the fight continues on. We see Flashbacks continue to feed into this objective, looking to see if they can regain it. They finally have the picks they need with Woven taking Upsetting out of the fight and the DMEC coming on to Vila. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Upsetting really coming alive. And it looks like they're starting to invest more resources to contest him. Surfy just going full Reddit Lucio to contest, jumping off the walls, trying to get in his face. Oh, Wolven able to pick off Durbano, and that is going to buy some time for the regroup. Yeah, Upsetting just really feeling it right now, going for these hook shots and hitting most of what he is presented with.
That is absolutely true right there, but with 2 minutes on the clock, they got to work fast and work furious if they want to grab this second objective. Danae taking a little nappy nap on the objective, but will get brought back to life as the High Noon coming out from Wolven picks Durbano off once again. The Shatter comes in, ends up grabbing Michelin Man as the Blizzard, as the freeze from Nova looking to take down looking to take down Anzi will be successful. The Shatter coming in from Anzi will end up getting 2, but the cleanup will come in from the rest of the team as Danae takes them out. Vila able to get those final picks onto Wolven and Surfy. They will go ahead and grab objective number 2 with 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock, giving them just a little over 2 minutes to work their way into objective number 3.
Yeah, Jetpack Cats really hitting another gear here, and the map opening up, which is great news for upsetting. Nova does have this Blizzard available on the defense. Again, it is going to rely on having speed available or being split to dodge if they don't get the heat, but Wolven able to pick him off.
And including Danae diving up to make sure that that shot didn't get a pick. Scalé will clean up the objective with that hammer. But remember, the spawn doors are literally right there. And honestly, I think they're going to go ahead and try to hold it here.
Looks like they will. They're holding pretty aggressive as the payload sheepishly crawls back inside, waiting for the team to escort out. And yeah, a lot of ultimates available for both teams to trade right now. 1:45 left on the clock. Jetpack Cats cannot win this match, but they are looking for critical points.
All right, as we see the anti-nade coming in, ends up getting two Michelin Man in that backline, though, as the beat drop and Blizzard get invested. They do take down Vanilio as the Nano gets invested now onto Michelin Man, looking to see if they can keep him up, but the freeze coming in from Nova will stop them cold. The bomb going in from Danae as well. Again, super high, gets no value, but does end up sending Jetpack Cats back to the spawn. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing here. The plan to stop upsetting is just don't give him anywhere to stand. They are controlling so much space, being so aggressive.
Oh, the Diva Bomb Shatter combo, allowing to get the double. Cinnamon following up on Scalé as well, and upsetting. Bringing the fire, taking down Nova. Vila follows up onto Surfy, clearing the objective. Is Cinnamon onto Danae with that anti-nade, and will get that payload moving with only 40 seconds left to go, and the site's calling them out. It is literally anyone's match.
Yeah, and this will determine who comes on top here. One fight left. Whoever wins this should take it. Great ultimate usage, keeping Michelin Man alive there. Cinnamon, a great job on the captain, keeping him in. Oh, big sleep, but they wait.
That's a big sleep. We're wasting out the Nano right there as the anti-nade comes in, but Vanilio also taking down Onzi in return. B-Drop gets invested by Durbano, looking to see if they can hold on as Michelin Man gets the Nano again, but gets frozen out. Blizzard now on the objective as we see Cinnamon risking their life just to try to stay on the point as overtime ticks away. It is a 3v3 fight right now as we see Nova trying to see if they can get that pick, but ends up getting booped off of the side, now going into that backline. Shatter coming in from Scalé as Nova and Scalé able to go ahead and clean that overtime, continuing to tick away. But with the objective cleared off, we will end up seeing Flashbacks take the final map here on Havana.
Yeah, in a new and improved Flashbacks, they are looking much better now. Absolutely great job from them tonight, as well as Jetpack Cats. Has to be said, valiant effort from the Jetpack Cats. They did have some people playing off roles who did pretty dang well, all things considered. Huge shots coming in from upsetting. Wolven looking much better on the DPS. I'm not sure you're really upset here if you're either team. Obviously, Jetpack Cats would like to have the points, but I think they played well. I'm not really sure there's anybody to, point out as underperforming. A great job from both teams.
Absolutely. Incredible matchup. If you're just now joining us, we did see Flashbacks go ahead and take this series 3-0 against the Jetpack Cats. But don't you worry. I feel like the Jetpack Cats are not out of the woods just yet. They're going to go ahead and make their way possibly back up. But I do want to throw this out here, Juke. Do we want to try to give some player of the match action tonight?
Player of the match, mine would probably go to either Scalé on the tank line for the Flashbacks. He looked very solid. Lots of big shatters. Didn't really see any mistakes, which is one of those things that means he did a good job as the tank. Or upsetting from Jetpack Cats, really popping off. on these last two maps, keeping his team in it after they looked a bit dead in the water in the first half.
I feel like I got to give some healer love tonight, though, because Vanilio on the flashbacks just absolutely popping this entire night. Huge anti-nades coming in clutch on both Busan and Havana this evening, always making sure to make that nano goes directly to who it's intended to, and coming up with some huge kills, especially supporting the aggressive style of Scalé along with the rest of the team, just making sure to keep those heals on point. Vanilio, I'm giving it to you tonight. Looking in the chat right now, it looks like we've got some love for Wolven, Upsetting, and Scalé in the chat right now. Lots of OPs, OP gods going off in the chat right now. Just absolutely an incredible match tonight. If you're interested in knowing what's going down here at Overwatch Tranquility, be sure to hit that heart and punch that bell. Ring it until you can't ring it anymore. It will notify you every time we're online. You could also hit that sub button. $4.99 or Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime subscription will give you access to some incredible emotes and support our awesome community. What is our next match going to be this week, Juke?
On Thursday, we have Alt F4 against Eclipse. Volnalo is actually going to be on analyst for that one. If you liked what you saw, maybe you want to learn a little bit about Ana. Perhaps he has some things to teach us. And Friday, we have Second Chance with a coming off of a roster rebuild. They were down to 4 players at one point, playing Pogfish in the Transcendence tier. So looking forward to that as we are getting closer to the end of stage 1. Again, this really does mean a lot for pool placement. That means a lot for postseason. So it all carries together. Every map, every match means so much to these teams. There's always a lot on the line.
All righty. I do want to give a special thank you to Cavalier, our producer tonight, doing such an incredible job, giving all the best angles for you all to watch there on the stream. Go ahead and give some love right there. My name's Captain Jack. You can actually follow me on Twitter, Captain Jack 87, just like it's spelled, CaptJack 87 on Twitter. There's not much on there yet, but I will get there eventually. Juke, you want to put anything out for yourself?
Yeah, I am on Twitter at friend Juke, FREND Juke, JUKE. I have a very comprehensive guide on Overwatch team building and communication and strategy. I think it's up to 90 pages now, last time I checked. So there's definitely a lot in there. I also, I'm always open to questions if anybody wants to know just about anything about casting, Overwatch, whatever, hit me up.
All righty. Thank you so much for watching us here at the Overwatch Tranquility, and we'll see you all next time.